Welcome to my lounge. This is Huma. This is a continuation of my vlog on Hudood laws of Zina and Qazaf from my series on gender-based discriminatory laws of Pakistan. In this part, I'll discuss the competence and number of witnesses in the Hudood cases of zina or adultery. Verse 4 from the chapter The Light or Noor of Quran calls for 4 witnesses. So who could be those 4 witnesses? Before I go on to the Pakistani law on this, I'll read an excerpt from Burhanuddin al-Marghanani's book Al-Hidayah. This book is a legal manual of the Hanafi school of Islamic jurisprudence. In the time of the Prophet and his 2 immediate successors, it was an invariable rule to exclude the evidence of women in all cases inducing punishment or retaliation. And also because the testimony of women involved a degree of doubt, as it is merely a substitute for evidence, being accepted only where the testimony of men cannot be had. It's not just the Hanafi law that discriminates on the basis of gender when it comes to the legal matters. The fact is that all 4 major fiqh or schools of jurisprudence have the same opinion about the evidence of women. Some of the modern Muslim jurists are trying to interpret the aforementioned Quranic verse differently. However, they hold a minority view which is not widely accepted. Almost all of the Muslim majority countries go with the traditional Islamic view where women are sidelined in public sphere. With this background, it was not a surprise when Pakistan went with the traditional Islamic view and required 4 men as eyewitnesses. These men were required to be adult Muslims who were truthful, honest, and abstained from major sins. So, a woman or a non-Muslim man could not be a witness in such cases. Also, DNA was excluded as a primary evidence. Being eyewitnesses, these truthful, honest, adult Muslims who abstained from major sins were required to see the actual act of penetration. The only other evidence accepted was confession. Confession as evidence came to haunt all those women of Pakistan who were unfortunately raped between 1979, when this law was enacted, to 2006, when it was partially repealed. I'll conclude this part here. In the next part, I'll discuss the effect of this ordinance on the women of Pakistan.